What is up, guys? Brendan, aka Drip, back with another awesome deck profile for you guys. And today's deck profile, we have one of my babies, man. One of my favorite decks of all time, hands down, top 5. If you've been a member of the channel for a significant amount of time since we've been around, you would know my top decks is Thunder Dragon, Blue Eyes, Galaxy Eyes. And they're all up there, man. They're all up there. This is my baby. And Luna Lights, too. Rest in peace. Those are like my top 4. If you want me to make a video on my top 5, I'll be more than happy to and tell you why. But right now, this is about this one. I don't want to take the spotlight off of this baby. Also, Thunder Boy came out on Good Behavior just to come do this video for you guys. And just watching. He can't play, of course, because he's locked up singing Akon. They won't let me out. But this deck, to talk about this deck, man, I'm telling you, oh my gosh, this deck is so good right now in this format. It's so good, so good. Just because of the cards that it can play, the stuff it can do to interact with the other decks right now, some of the top decks. This deck is crazy. And I'm playing more of a pure build than I am the Chaos build, because the Chaos build auto loses to Nib. Yes, you can make the argument Nib is not really around in this format, but I just wanted this build and this deck. I thought that just pretty much being straightforward with it will be the best way to do it. So, moral of the story, I make my board. I don't beat around the bush trying to build a bunch of negates. I keep it simple, sweet, makes it easier for the recovery plays. So, this deck can play around Nib. It can easily play around Nib. At least my build can. It can put up some crazy boards. It can do some crazy things. But anyways, enough of that, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Think about becoming part of the DDD fam. Turn that bell notification on so you do not miss an upload. Join the Discord if you'd like to get closer to DDD fam. Would like my help when trying to build certain decks. You'd like my input on certain decks just to hear my thoughts. Discord description down there below. PayPal link down there as well. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into this deck profile. I won't keep you waiting any longer. I know I like to ramble sometimes, but it's just me. I like talking so you guys know everything that I possibly know about the deck or my experiences with it. But to start it off, we got arguably my favorite Thunder monster in the main deck, 3 Roar. He's one of the heart and souls of the deck, honestly. So he's super good. Banishes, leaves the field. You can not recur, but special summon from deck. Then his discard effect, you discard, add back Thunder card. He's really good. A lot of people like to bump him down to 2. I think that's a bad idea. If you're allowed to use him at 3, run him at 3, because he's such a good Allure of Darkness target. On top of that, he's so important for your grind game plays. It's ridiculous. Just use him to add back Fusion, add back Hawk, add back Dark, whatever you need to add back. And then the secondary best one, some people say it's the best one. It just depends on the situation. Sometimes Roar outperforms Dark, sometimes Dark outperforms Roar. They're like the brothers that are just trying to see who's better than one another. They're great. Dark's effect, if you don't know, it's a quick effect. You can discard it from your hand to add another copy of itself from deck to hand. Secondary effect is when it leaves the field, goes from the field to the graveyard, or gets banished from anywhere. You can add 1 Thunder Dragon card from your deck to your hand. You can only use one of each effect, like one of the effects per turn. So if you use one, you can't use the other. Same with all the Thunder Dragons for the most part, except for this one right here. I'm running 3 vanilla. This one is not a hard one turn. You can add 1 copy of itself. You can add 2 copies of itself. This is how you this one honestly is how you break boards with Titan. You break some stupid boards just with vanilla and Titan, because if you have the Roar in hand and you've already used your Thunder Dragon Fusion last turn, you can use this. Discard, add 1, pop. Discard chain, add pop. Then fusion for discard this to add fusion back. Spin these back and your one drawer to make another one, and then use the third one, discard, and then you could pop two because you'll have two Titans on field. Fun fact: if they don't respond to your discard effect, they can't respond to your Titan effect because it missed timings, so they can't. Fun fact. But no, it's really nutty in that regards. A lot of my Thunder package is actually standard for the most part. I'll tell you more about that in a second. Then we're only running two matrix. You don't need three. Three's overkill, and if you need if you need the second one, I mean the third one that bad, you could just spin back the one of the other ones. Not only that, you need more dark targets in this deck because of lure. And then for the power 1-ofs, we got one Hawk. Since Big Daddy locked up, bro. Since Big Daddy's locked up, you don't need more than one. Not only that, like I said, you need more dark targets anyways. So you just run one. And then a lot of people are gonna be mad about this, but the last Thunder Dragon card I run is Lord. I know I don't run Duo. In this build, I'm not running that. I'm not trying to like use the Chaos package. Yes, I run a very, very small Chaos package, so you can call it Chaos Thunder if you want. You can call it Pure Thunder if you want. My Chaos engine is literally 5 cards, 6 cards, 3 spells, 3 monsters. And that's only to extend, and I'll explain more about that as we get there. So this guy is Protect Effect, and on top of him being Protect Effect, he's a generic extender, and he can help you plus if you haven't used any of your other Thunder monsters in hand yet. So it's really, really good. I'll explain more about it when we get there. But that is actually it for the Thunder lineup in my build. I've been playtesting this deck for a while, just trying to see if I can get to do what I want it to do, and it actually works perfectly. Obviously it can brick, a lot of decks can, but this one is like the most consistent and I've had it. I'm running 3 aloof. It's your best starter, honestly. This one you can go full combo and play around Nib on your 5th summon. So, and still end with a pretty ridiculous board. So Aloof Lupine is best. Not only that, his effect where he banishes for cost. So it also helps you chain block too. So when you normal summon, it banishes for cost. So even if they like gamma it or whatever, you're still going to pop off with, if they try to gamma this, then your Thunder or whatever will still go off because you banish, because this banishes for cost. So it's really nice in that regards. It also helps you chain block too when you banish other ones. Then I am actually still running the 2 Battery Man. The reason why I run Battery Man is because sometimes you do need a starter, and if you don't see aloof or you don't see a dark with allure, then you need something. And so Battery Man still works. The reason why I'm running at 2 and not 3 is because 1, Colossus is banned, so you can't use the OG combo. This send Roar, use Hawk, special on back, get token, go into 3 Colossus, more of the story. So, but what you do with this is you can still do the same combo with this that you can with this. It's just this one requires you to either have Roar or have Hawk in hand. This one just requires you to have any Thunder. And it banishes for cost, and you can chain block with it. So that's why this one's the better one. But you still want to run this for the purpose of not possibly having enough openers. And then for the Chaos monsters, I'll go ahead and put these with these guys. We're running Chaos Valk, White Dragon, Black Dragon. That's it. I'm not running Levy. I'm not running Duo. I'm not running Chaos Creator. Because I'm not saying those cards are not good. Those cards are amazing. And in that variant of Thunder Dragon, that deck is really good. And it's still really good to this format. It's just with this build, I want to keep it simple and sweet. I don't want to draw cards that are good, but not doing me anything with the current board that I'm dealing with or the current situation or hand traps that I'm trying to avoid. Yes, some of those will help you play through, but I'm not trying to play through. I'm trying to play around, but I can still play through. But that's it for the extenders, generic monsters, whatever, etc. you want to call them. On to the hand traps. 3 of the best hand trap of this format, if your deck can play with it. Dimension Shifter. This card says a giant FU to any majority of the decks right now. It says no to Drytron. It says a big FU to a Virtual World. It has a big FU to Dinos. It's really good. Because everything freaking flows through the graveyard, this format. Next, I got 3 Ash, because it's probably arguably the second best outside of Gamma. And then 2 Skullmeisters, because I run it instead of Bell, because Skullmeister is not a hard once per turn. I could draw both. I use both. And it's a dark. So I want to try to minimize anything that's not a dark as possible. So, yeah. That's it for the hand traps. Just clean 8. I like the hand trap lineup. Normally I see 1 in hand. That's how I like it. So it works out. On to the last 2 monsters of the deck, if you haven't guessed it already, is that these are the last 2 monsters of the deck. This is combo. These are your 5th summon. So Dragoon, obviously, is going to be your 5th summon. Majority of the time. Your ending board can vary depending on your hand or how far you're wanting to extend. It can end on Titan Dragoons with IP Masquerena or Predator Plant, one of the 2. Or it can end with Dragoons. It can end with Dragoons with either Dragoons or VFD with Titan. Both of which are really good. Which are kind of spoiled one of the cards in the next deck, but it's okay. 3 Allure. Allure of Darkness is Pot of Greed in this deck. This card is just nuts. Best deck, I think, honestly, that it can be played in outside of, like, probably Necrophase. Which still banishes for draw cards, I think. And then only 2 space, because I'm not running a big Chaos Engine. This is just mainly for the extending and the draw power, to be honest, and to shuffle my stuff back for the grind game, because I want to build my stuff for the grind game. So, like, you go through your Chaos monsters, you take this, you banish that back, and you shuffle it back, and then you draw. So it works out. That has actually came in clutch a lot, to be honest. Another 2 fusion, 3's overkill, 1 is not enough. I mean, 1, you could honestly run 1. It's just, I mean, 2's perfect in my personal opinion. So I would keep it at 2. 1 is just, it's just very, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's very scary to run it at 1. 3 is just, you're trying to ask the brick on it. And then the last 2 if you don't have access to this card, that's fine. You can cut it and run a clean 40. It's just, I wanted to run it because I have access to it here lately. So if I can run it in any of the deck builds I play, I do, because this card is busted. So, but these are the 41st and 42nd card deck. I wanted to spread out the Dragoon package. So that's another reason why I ran it. So, yeah. The last of the 2 ofs is TTTs, Triple Tactic Talent. This card is nuts. If they, like, you're trying to overextend and they nib you or whatever, you can draw 2 to try to draw into whatever you need. You can look at your opponent's hand. Since they're going to punish you, you can punish them by possibly shuffling back their number 1 starter or their only starter. You can take control of your opponent's Dragoon with this. I can't say enough about this card. If I'm going to play a deck and I can actually try to run this card, I'm going to run it. Granted, it's not good in every deck, but if it can play it, I'm playing it. Then the last 2 cards of the deck, Gold Sarcophagus and Red Eyes Fusion. 41st, 42nd card. I know more here lately I've been trying to keep it at 40, but this one, whenever I run Dragoons, I want to try to spread it out. But that's it for the main deck, guys. The main deck is really solid, I'm telling you. If you want to give this build a try, give it a try. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's really fun. It's really simple. The combo is very simple, depending on what you have in your hand. It's really fun. It's really fun. Then again, when it's Thunder not. Now, forgive me for these the extra deck. A lot of them are going to be in different sleeves because I have some of them in different decks, but I'm going to move them over soon into these sleeves. I just wanted to get this deck video out for you guys. But I got 3 Titan. A lot of people run 2. 3 is just necessary. You never know. You might need the 3rd one. So, and you might not have enough access to get to it. Get to your you might need it, and you might not have access to your 2nd and 1st one. So, Trishula, because we make VFD with this and this. So, moral of the story is that's another reason why we run 2 Fusion instead of 1. Because if we hard draw Fusion and we still have combo, then that's pretty much the god hand, to be honest, with this build. Because you can go in, you can possibly, depending on your extenders, you can just summon this, and then when you use this to send away your dark, you use dark to search this, discard, and if you could use like a discard effect like off of Roar or Matrix or whatever, you can, or Vanilla for that matter, you just banish it, and then banish it and special summon this, overlay into VFD, and then GG. Because you can end on Titan, VFD, and if you have enough extenders, you can end on Titan, VFD, and Dragoons. So yeah, it's really nutty in that regard. Moving on, the man himself, Dragoon. This card is nuts. He's your new boss monster while Colossus serves his time in prison of Konami because people are a bunch of crybabies and wanted him banned before Master Rule 5 came out.
I don't understand. 35 years old and you're still scared of a little thunder.
I am not.
Thunder Buddies for life, right, Johnny?
Fucking right.
All right, come on, let's sing the thunder song.
All right.
When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your Thunder Buddy and say these magic words. Fuck you, Thunder, you can suck my dick. You can't get me, Thunder, cause you're just God's fart.
And I still to this day think the only reason he didn't come back on the previous list is because they wanted Drytrons to wreak havoc on the format, and I feel like Colossus comes back since it's such a splashable engine. Colossus would completely just slow down Drytron. But it is what it is. People want to be just like Screw Thunder when Master Rule 5 came out. But I don't know. My personal opinion, if ABCs can have Buster, then I feel like I should have Colossus. That's just my opinion because that card is busted. Thunder ain't going to do much anymore. It's power crept outside of the add to hand effect, which a lot of people can play around. But that's actually it for the fusions. Let's move on to the links. I'm running 1 Link Rebo, 1 Masquerena, 1 Summoner, because it's still decent, 1 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Anaconda. These are all your utilities / combos. The only one's really combo is this one right here. And then 1 Unicorn, 1 Apollosa, 1 Boral Sword. Those are the links. You could run the access code talker if you want, since you have a bunch of different attributes in here, kinda, sorta, ish. But I want to run Boral Sword because it helps me get the game faster, even though you're not gonna really need it if you want you to get Titan and Dragoons on the field. Last card in the extra deck, VFD. That's it. He's a utility card because and a combo piece too. He serves multiple purposes. Combo because you can make him. Utility because I run cherries in the side because everybody at my locals wants to make VFD, so I want to run cherries. And since I have VFD in mine, I want to yeet your VFD. So yeah, that's that. 15 card extra deck. 42 main, 15 extra. But that's it for the video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this deck profile. Be on the lookout for upcoming deck profiles. I have a hand.